All right, so here's the fact. Your mood and your mental state completely affect your business. For us business owners under $5-10 million a year in revenue, this is the case. Hands down, 100% of the time. Now, you might want to think you can be that special one who compartmentalizes and all of that, but it's not the case. And so, for all of us, the thing that we've got to do is we've got to learn how to understand, manage, and then even deal with our emotions. Now, this is something that I've known for a while and believed for a while, and I've shared. And um, it was Friday. Last Friday, I was sitting with a friend of mine, Sam Womack, down in Austin, and his new business partner, and we were talking. And I something that Sam said made me think about this, and I broke it out and I shared it with him. And Sam was like, "Dude, you need to share this. Have you created video about this?" And I was thinking to myself, no, I've never created a video about this. And Sam said, you need to. And so that's what today is all about. Okay. And what I want to introduce you to, if you haven't heard of it before, is something called the consciousness continuum. The consciousness continuum. And what we're talking about is emotion. We're talking about how we deal with things and how we deal with ourselves when things happen. And I don't know about you, but I've existed for a very long time in the something happens, you feel bad about it, something didn't go as it was planned, and you feel like, you feel bad. And then if you stay there for a little while, then you start to feel bad about feeling bad, right? um, or maybe things aren't going great right now for your company, and you enter a mastermind room or a room with other entrepreneurs, and they're all talking about, life's so great for me. And you're there like, and I don't want to share. And you're feeling shame and you're feeling guilt. And you're just like, I don't even want to be here and share, because nobody else can understand what I'm going through and this pain that I'm in, right? You've been there? I know I have. And so I assume that you have too, right? Because it's a very, very human thing. And likewise, there's the other side of it. Things go really, really great. And you're excited until you start to think about, well, what happens if this crashes? Or what happens? And then, some of the worry and the panic start to set in, and so on and so forth. And we're dealing with all of this stuff. And all of this affects the way our businesses run. It affects the way we deal with our businesses, and it affects the way our customers deal with us. And it even affects our staff to a great extent and how they deal. And so I learned about this thing a while ago called the consciousness continuum, and it completely rocked me. Okay. It completely rocked me. And so I want to share it with you right now. And maybe you've seen this before. So this is the consciousness continuum. And on here are mapped all of the different emotions that we go through, in probably more detail than you've ever thought about them. And what it says is that these emotions are linked to each other. That if you're feeling one, there's another one either that comes after it or one that came before it. Okay? And it means that no matter where you are on this consciousness continuum, you have a choice. You can go left or you can go right. I think I did that backwards. This is right. That's left. Maybe it's back. I don't know. Wasn't real good with left and right, y'all. But the point here is you could go one way or the other. You see, so often for me, I had emotion, I had a feeling, something happened and I felt a certain way about it. And I didn't realize that I could choose the next way that I felt. I didn't realize that there was a path that I could follow, right? So for example, I may have been feeling fear about something. I might be afraid of something, and then started to feel desire for what I really wanted, and was confused of why I was feeling that. And then because I was confused of why I was feeling that, and this fear was starting to set in, I started to feel some grief. And so then I ended up going the other way down the chart, right? Instead of heading towards enlightenment, I started heading towards guilt and shame. And we do that to ourselves oh so often. That was the first revelation that I had. Here was the second. The second revelation that I had was, if right now I'm feeling courage, yes, it's a feeling. Yes, there's emotion and all the other stuff that comes around it. But the reality is, it's just a fact. It's a data point on a continuum. But we assign so much value to that data point that we then confuffle ourselves in how to deal instead of actually looking at it from what it is. It's a data point that if I feel courage right now, then I should be heading to neutrality next. And if I start to feel pride, then I know, oh, whoa, 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 let's arrest that. It's still a fact. It's not a good thing, bad thing. It's a fact. I am at pride now. Let me stop and go back towards courage. You see, in the middle and the states here, we sometimes bounce around a ton, and it's okay, and we can stay in those states, right? Or so we think. Where we get ourselves in trouble in our own minds, but it's not truly the only place we get ourselves in trouble, because anytime you're stuck, you're in trouble. But when we get ourselves in trouble and when we start to really change our behavior is down on this end down here when we're talking about fear, grief, apathy, and guilt. And this creates a cycle and a spiral effect. And it spirals us down into oblivion. Instead of us recognizing that, hey, okay, I'm feeling really guilty right now. And that's okay. It's just a data point. It's a data point of where I am right now. And if I want to get out of this, I got to know that after I feel guilty, I'm going to get apathetic. I'm not going to feel like doing anything. I'm going to feel like quitting. You see, but so many of us get to that place when we feel like quitting because we're feeling guilty about something. We feel like quitting, and then we feel guilty about the fact that we didn't do anything, instead of recognizing that apathy is exactly where you're supposed to be. It's a fact. And then if I'm feeling apathetic, then I'm going to feel some level of grief. Now, there's a difference between guilt and grief, right? Guilt makes you feel bad. Grief makes you feel sad for what you lost. And so now the grief of feeling like, oh my gosh, I wasted time. I feel bad for have wasted that time versus I'm a horrible person because I wasted time. Guilt versus grief. Okay? Knowing that if you feel that, you've left apathy and you're in grief. You're making progress. And after grief comes fear. Get that. After grief comes fear. So after you felt bad, or after you that you wasted time, right? After you felt that, then comes the fear that, oh my gosh, am I out of time? Oh my gosh, can I still make it? Oh my gosh, did I ruin all opportunity? That's fear, and it's moving in the right direction. You see, no matter where you are on this continuum, if you're stuck, you're stuck. And being stuck is never good, because we're humans and we're designed to grow. So this is what I shared with Sam last week, Friday. And it's one of the things that has really, in the last year or plus, changed the way I look at situations and the way I process through situations, is understanding that it's a fact. This emotion and feeling that I'm having right now is a fact. It's true and it's a fact, but it also informs the choice that I get to make next. It also informs that choice. So hope this was helpful for you. I would love to hear your take on this. I would love to hear your input on this. I would love to hear your experience even with any of this. If you've experienced any of this before, or if, man, you just think I'm full of crap too. Tell me that. Love to hear from you. Talk to you soon.